Right now, in a classroom somewhere in the United States, there's a teacher inspiring a future scientist who will make preventing pandemics their life's work, sharpening the mind of an aspiring environmentalist who will help combat climate change, and generating possibilities for a student who will be the first in their family to graduate college. It all starts with teachers who meet challenges with creativity, who reinvent education for the future, who work towards a school system that lifts up every child, regardless of race, income, or zip code, and who enable the full potential of our students, our communities, and our country. Explore a career that leaves a legacy you can be proud of. Shape the future. Teach. Learn more and receive free support at teach.org.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe. Powered by Panama City Toyota, ESPN Northwest Florida. And now, the Gulf Coast's newest sports talk host.
Hey, there's the new guy.
Paul Wilson.
That is not winning football.
Paul is your pipeline to the heart of the action.
The defense can only play this good for so long.
Hot takes, big reactions, and your calls are incoming.
This week, it's really going to be crucial.
The Sports Blitz.
They're playing championship football.
The new Sports Blitz.
You can say what you want.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
It's Friday here at the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson. We're live and local in the CBC Construction Studio, and we're pumped up because it is the weekend, baby. Oh, yes. Don't forget, you can call in, you can text in on the Red 7T's phone line, 850-215-6290. We're excited. We're glad that you're here. We're also glad that Jeffrey's here. Jeffrey, how you doing today?
I'm on time, teacher.
Yes. No tardy money for you today.
Yes. There might be some swear words, though. We don't know.
We'll see how it goes. You're wearing the University of Kentucky shirt today. That is correct.
Is that what that is?
That's exactly what it is.
I just put on the cleanest shirt I had around, and it just so happened to be Kentucky. You know why? Do you know why?
Tell me why.
Because they didn't get dirty last weekend when they played the Gators. Oh, they didn't even need to get dirty.
Oh, man. Didn't even get dirty. Kentucky didn't have to wash their uniforms last week.
Yes. They didn't even hit the ground, man.
Oh, wow. Here we go. We're going to have
the only
all
time
the
they touched the ground is when they had to pick up the ball off the ground when the Gators dropped it.
Yeah, they're going to have some Florida fans are going to call you today for sure. Don't forget, you can call in on that line and get Jeffrey going. Don't forget also, we've got Bone Crusher in the studio with us today. Bone Crusher, how are you doing today, my friend?
Next stop, the weekend, man.
It's already here. I'm ready.
Got one more hour, and it is officially the weekend.
It is officially, yep. But there's some people that are already off, and they're already ready to go. So let's talk about something that we've been wondering is going to happen. What is it? Who is it? Who won? Aaron Judge is your MVP for the American League baseball season. Him and Shohei Ohtani both won it. Guess what happened? First time in history. Won it back-to-back years, both of them. Unbelievable. Kyle Raleigh came in second on the American League side, and on the National League side, Kyle Schwarber come in second. So realistically, the guys that hit the most home runs came in second. The guys with the higher batting average and other things came in first. So we honestly, we were a little bit thinking that Kyle Raleigh was going to get it. But do you realize this as well? Kyle Raleigh is the first person to ever hit that many home runs or lead the league in home runs, and his team make it to the playoffs and did not win the MVP. So there you go. Kyle Raleigh, great year, had more wins than the Yankees, but Aaron Judge, two-time back-to-back MVP, And I think that's number 4 for Shohei Ohtani. So
is number
he's
4.
about 3 shy of Barry Bonds' 7 MVP records, because a lot of people still believe that Barry Bonds is the best player to ever play the game of baseball, even though steroids has the asterisk.
How many College World Series did you win with the Pirates?
What?
With the Pirates. Because, you started with the Pirates.
You said how many College World Series?
No, I meant College. I mean World Series.
None.
None.
Yeah.
And then he had to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they could say the same thing about Shohei.
Nah.
He was with the Angels and never made the playoffs with him and Mike
They were
Trout.
the Angels, man. They had everybody and still couldn't win.
Yeah,
The whole
Mike
thing.
Trout and Shohei played together over there. But
Yeah.
either way, when you look at it, I'm telling you. All right, so last night, I went live. We were there for Mosley winning their first playoff game this year, and just a great game. Unbelievable. Mosley was really cooking in the first half, and the defense was awesome. I mean, they did their job, and when they came back out, they had a couple of stalled drives, did not score in the third quarter. Lincoln, they had a couple of turnovers. Mosley did a couple of interceptions, and Lincoln was able to get on the board and get it, back close and then went ahead.
So they had the 2 interceptions that they threw. One was, I don't want to say, it wasn't like, it was like the defensive performance is what made the interception.
Yeah, the pass on the screen was actually a great. I mean, it was a good defensive play.
Yes.
He was fighting off a blocker at the same time, reached up his hand and grabbed it out of the air. So pretty good catch. The other one, right to the guy, right to the backer that was there, which, you can confuse quarterbacks sometimes and drop them back instead of rushing and that kind of stuff. You see it in the NFL, you see it in college.
Yeah.
So, it's very hard. I mean, making reads and all that. If everybody could do it, everybody could do it.
Exactly.
It's hard.
Armchair quarterbacks are, synonymous with, making statements and not realizing not only how quick the game happens,
yes,
but there's so many people and they just run so fast. It's maddening sometimes.
Yeah.
Especially if you're in a backfield and your field vision is not like in the stands or in the sidelines.
For sure. No doubt. And then when you looked at the way Mosley was moving the football and just how, fast they got the ball down the field, it was really good. I mean, to me, there was some great playing last night. Number 1 scored 3 touchdowns for Mosley last night. And then number 2, which is Carson Griffin, he's one player of the week.
Wow.
He had a great night on both sides of the ball. Fletcher, JP, all of those guys, they all did great. Took them to the win. But 4th down on the 4-yard line, 4th and goal, and they run a trick play and score to take a 1-point lead, went for 2, and did another trick play. So 2 back-to-back trick plays that worked. You don't see it very often, but when you do, it's like, wow, how did that even happen? But pretty good.
And what's funny? I think it was Coach Witten that we talked to, and he said, we don't have a playoff book or a trick play book. Guess what? I think he's got one.
Well, I'm sure we can call and ask him whenever.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm pretty sure it was him that said that, and I was thinking, I think you should have some in the reserve saying, boom.
Well, he said,
there you go.
This is what he said when I interviewed him after the game. He said there are some things that tricks that we have that we practice all year long.
Yep.
And if the play is, if the defense gives us something that looks like that might work, then boom. But if you look at it, I'll tell you this, the same thing with Lincoln. So Lincoln ended up having, how they pull a guard? You'll pull a guard.
Yeah.
So they throw a pass to a wide receiver that's out in the flat.
Yeah.
They pull the guard or the tackle. I think it's the tackle on this side.
Yeah.
And he comes running. And they do a hook and ladder with number 70, which is their offensive lineman, around the corner.
So it's got to be a tackle.
Yeah. So
because the eligible receiver.
No, it doesn't matter because you can toss it back to anybody.
He
caught the ball, tossed it back, and number 70 went all the way around. So it was unbelievable. But either way,
how do you get around? I don't understand that rule. The illegal man downfield. I guess if you're not touching the ball and you go downfield and you're making like a contact play, like a block or something like that, I guess that's the illegal man downfield, I guess.
Yeah, but you can't be 3 yards past. There's a 3-yard window in high school that you can't be past if you're throwing the ball.
Yeah.
So can't be blocking downfield that way. So
Gotcha.
That's how it works. But either way.
So you know what Coach Whitten's doing?
Yeah.
You know what he's doing?
Right now?
Yeah.
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 He's on the road.
He's on the road to Daytona.
Yeah. Going to Daytona.
And Daytona Mainland or whatever
Mainland,
it is.
yeah.
Is playing a Jacksonville team.
Yeah.
And we need the Jacksonville team to win. Because guess what?
We'll be at home.
Boom.
That's
for
right.
Second week in a row.
Second week in a row, right.
And that's what we want.
That's what we want. We want home field advantage. We want the stands to be rocking.
Yeah.
So speaking of tonight as well, you've got Arnold there at St. Augustine playing. And, man, we sure hope that, that would be the hugest upset of the night, of probably the whole thing, because St. Augustine is a favorite to win the state championship. Mm-hmm. And Arnold, with their record of being 3-7, they're not expected to even be on the field with them tonight. So we hope Coach Griffin and them get it done. And we will hopefully tonight be able to have some, we're going to text and try to see if we can get some updates so that we can as well know what's going on with that game too. And then also Bozeman's playing Pensacola Catholic tonight as well over there in Pensacola. Mm-hmm. Another one of those things where just kind of got done wrong, I believe, because Pensacola Catholic is like a stacked team. So either way, but that's neither here nor there. We've already discussed it a little bit, and that's just the way it's going to go. So that's the way it is. And then tonight, over at Tommy Oliver Stadium, Bay High Tornadoes are going to be playing Godby, and I'm going to be there. I'm going to be going live. I'm going to give you all of the information that you need. I'm hoping that the student section is rocking, because I'm going to get in there and see if maybe I can do some crowd surfing tonight, baby. Come on.
Are you going to take off your shirt and whip it around?
No, I'm probably not going to do that. But I might crowd surf tonight if we can get enough people going in there. But, yes, Bay hopefully is going to pull off their win tonight, too. So we're pulling for all 4 of our teams in Bay County to win the first round of the playoffs. That would be fantastic.
And
so
Rutherford didn't make the playoffs.
Rutherford didn't make it, and neither did North Bay Haven.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow.
So yeah, there you go.
Man, they were having such a great year, too.
They had a great year. They did. And, we're going to be having some special stuff for them later on. For all of them, we're going to have maybe a high school Sports Blitz edition award show, and cool. Maybe go on location and do that. That would be really fun for the kids, and really interview all the coaches, have them live with us, and we're going to really push that and have a great time.
Cool.
So don't you think that'd be pretty good?
That is awesome.
Don't forget as well, this weekend we've got South Carolina at Texas A&M at 11:30, North Carolina State at Miami at 2:30, and Texas and Georgia at 6:30. You can listen to all of that if you're riding down the road, if you're hanging out. Maybe you're going to the Holly Fair with your wife and you want to listen. You can listen on the ESPN Northwest Florida app. Why'd you look at me funny?
Well, I was just thinking about this Miami game and the timing of it and all that, because guess who's playing at 2:30?
Alabama and Oklahoma.
Yeah, it's revenge time.
Yeah, it's going to be.
It is.
You know what's going to be crazy is Chris Hobzilla is coming in the studio today, and I'm just wondering how it's going to feel with him sitting beside you with the UK shirt on and you being able to hold back what's going on between UK and Florida.
You'll have to see what I say.
Okay. Well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and we'll take our break for right now, and when we come back, Hobzilla is gonna be in the building, and we are going to discuss these Florida Gators and all that's been going on this week. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Killing the game. Call or text us now on the Red 7T studio line. 850-215-6290. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida is your home for the NFL.
Touchdown, Denver!
We bring you the biggest games every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night.
Oh, he's got the first down!
Plus, we'll broadcast more college football games than ever before.
He did what?
Live NFL and college football play here.
Unbelievable!
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Touchdown!
Good afternoon. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Friday. Clear the remainder of the day with a light breeze at 5 miles per hour out of the west-southwest and temps near 74. Tonight we will have clear skies and a wind speed of 2 miles per hour and be warm at 57. Sunny tomorrow and a high 73 with a light breeze. Mostly sunshine Sunday with a temp of 74. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
It's the end of the year and the perfect time to unwrap big savings on a brand new 2025 Kia from Bill Bird Kia. Ready for adventure? Well, drive into the holidays in an award-winning Kia SUV line like the Soul, Seltos, Sportage, Sorento, or the bold Telluride. If you want luxury and performance, slide into the sleek 2025 Kia K4 or K5 sedan, always designed to thrill. And going electric this year, spark inspiration with the all-electric 2025 EV6 long-range, fast-charging, and electrifying style. At Bill Bird Kia, you'll get comfort, safety, and technology all wrapped into one perfect package. And don't forget, we're the original home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by and see us at 2435 East 15th Street in Panama City or online anytime at BillBirdKiaPanamaCity.com. We'll treat you like family and give you the peace of mind you can trust. Bill Bird Kia, your local community dealer. Love your ride this holiday season. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty.
College football on ESPN Radio. Third-ranked and undefeated Texas A&M welcome the South Carolina Gamecocks to College Station for a critical SEC showdown.
Texas A&M is still best in the metrics. We're still better than Ohio State and Indiana in the metrics, but no matter how you weight them.
South Carolina at Texas A&M. Coverage coming up tomorrow at 10:30. Kickoff at 11 on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
You found us inside the CBC Construction Studios. Beyond the score.
Touchdown!
Beyond the headlines.
Double play!
Our coverage goes deep.
Highway robbery!
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Sports Blitz.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We are live and local in the CBC Construction Studio, and we're pumped up, ready to go. Don't forget, you can call in, you can text in on the Red 70s phone line, 850-215-6290. As always, on Friday, we got Chris Hobzilla in the building. Christopher, how are you doing, my friend?
Doing really good, man.
So I'm just kind of getting this going. I've got the Florida Gator on your shirt, and I've got the UK's all over Jeff's shirt. And I know that last weekend you guys played each other, and Jeff was talking about how he picked the shirt today, not because of anything, but specifically because it was clean. And the fact is that he said all of Kentucky's clothing is clean after that slacking last week against the Gators. So, Jeffrey, do you think UK really showed them who's boss or what?
Well, they won 4 out of the last 5. 4 out of the last 5.
Wow.
Wrap your head around that.
I didn't realize that.
Florida used to own Kentucky every year, year after year. It was like drubbing every year.
Yeah.
Florida knew they were going to get a win every time they played Kentucky. And they beat them.
Not anymore.
Oh, my God. It's basketball season for the Gators. They're a basketball school.
They're not
a basketball school.
They're a basketball school?
They won last year.
They did win last year.
They might as well stick to that up.
So is Kentucky a football?
Because they're down with Arkansas at the bottom, because Kentucky's got 2 wins in a row. They on a roll. Watch out, guys.
That's what you call a winning streak.
That is a winning streak.
So there you go. What do you think about this?
I blame Billy. He was there for 3 of the 5, so...
Wow. Well, he's gone now,
Yep,
so now
gone.
we don't have to worry about it anymore. So whoever takes over next year, if they lose to Kentucky, we're going to have a problem.
We got a problem.
We got a big problem.
Lane won't lose to Kentucky.
Oh, that's what he lost last year to Kentucky at Ole Miss.
Well, not at Florida.
That's
you know the Gators rivalry games really is not that bad. South Carolina and Kentucky every year.
Yeah, that's a very good situation.
Yeah, but you still got Georgia.
Still got Georgia, but that's okay.
And so,
well, with the 12-team playoff now, you know that it's going to be if you drop one or two, it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
2 games does not leave you out anymore.
So now you go to non-game conference, and the Gators, are they still going to play the Hurricanes is the question, because you know they're playing Florida State at the end of the year, every year. It's not going away.
Is that what's the biggest rivalry? Is it Florida State and Florida, or is it Florida and Miami?
Definitely Florida State and Florida.
So you definitely want to see Florida State play Florida every year and Miami go away. Yeah. Miami wouldn't matter to you as much.
Yeah, they're just a nuisance, really. Not a rival so much, but
okay. What's that record? We had to look that up. We hadn't seen that.
They're slightly edging us out. It's very slight, yeah. In the best straight up wins.
Well, you know what I said earlier this season? There's nobody who's as even as LSU and Florida when it comes to the wins and losses against each other. They're always like right there.
Yeah.
I know Miami and Florida was like a game or two difference.
Really? Yeah.
So not too bad.
But they own, when they say they own somebody, it's been Kentucky forever.
Yeah.
I mean, you should look at like when it says like, blue or green. I mean, blue or orange. Well, it's just like orange for Gators.
That's been the whole thing about Mark Stoops getting more money is because of him beating Florida. That's it.
Wow.
Because really, when you look at it, Louisville, if you beat Louisville in that, they would much rather you beat them in basketball
than
it would be football. Obviously, they don't never want to lose. But when UK plays Louisville in basketball, that's like Florida State, Florida. That's like Alabama, Auburn. That's like Ohio State and Michigan.
Yeah, that's a big game.
That's the big game, and they just had it the other night. And so while we're talking about that real quick, I know we're going to talk about other stuff, but Louisville, Clemson, what do y'all think tonight?
Oh, yeah, Louisville-Clemson game. I don't even know what to say about Louisville's loss last week because they couldn't be like Virginia and say, oh, we fumbled the ball 3 times and lost the ball. It wasn't like that. Louisville they played flat and they couldn't win. Right. It went into overtime, but still.
But what about,
no excuse.
What about tonight?
Tonight, Clemson, just because they beat Florida State doesn't mean they're back.
No.
And they have to win it to make it to the bowl game.
Are they home or away? That's always a huge determining factor.
It's at Louisville, I think.
It's at Louisville? Okay. I don't really think so. That they changed the name from Papa John's Stadium to whatever it's called now in Louisville. I don't even know. It's not an intimidating environment.
Oh, okay.
ESPN will be like, we're here at Papa John's Stadium. No, man, come on. That ain't a big venue. No. Don't even try it.
So who's going to win?
Louisville.
Okay. What do you think?
Give me Clemson.
Yeah, I think Clemson's going to win too.
What?
Yeah, absolutely. So
we inconsistent.
I think so.
We did do this on
I think we did it. Yeah. Andrew Maddox said, I hate Georgia more than FSU or FSU and Miami. So there you go. You got some Florida Gator fans that hate Georgia just as much as they hate these in-town or in-state rivalries.
Most do hate Georgia the most because they're the bigger rival, yeah.
Man, every time I talk to somebody, they're like spewing the hate on the Gators. When I'm talking to Seminole fans, I'm saying.
Yeah, one reason you probably run into that is because we're only an hour from Tallahassee. So,
well, 2 hours, but yeah. You drive fast.
Well,
you can slow down, Hobby.
Yeah, that is true. I keep forgetting that. I'm 2 hours away from Tallahassee.
Yeah, you are, man. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah. So let me say this though. Okay, so I was just going to tell you, for me as an Alabama fan, we don't like Auburn. Like we really don't. But it's weird for us. We hate Tennessee.
Ooh.
And we hate LSU. Like, we hate them. We dislike Auburn. But if you want to know who the real hate is Tennessee. We hate Tennessee.
Well, I got a question for you since we're talking about Alabama at the moment. How much eligibility? I know, he has a year left, Ty Simpson or whatever. Do you think he's going to go to the NFL after this, or is he going to stick around Alabama?
Go ahead and put it down. Ty Simpson, he's going to go to the NFL.
What?
I think so.
Wow.
Yeah, I would say so. You know why? Because I think that if they make a long run, I think that
the exposure.
I think he'll be able to get a higher grade. This has not been a good scenario for most people. For most people, when they get the high, look at Drew Aller. He had the opportunity last year to go. He should have hit the iron when the iron was hot, and he didn't. So now he's injured, and now nobody really cares. You hadn't heard anybody talking about Drew Aller, and you probably won't hear anybody talking about Drew Aller. Number one, because Penn State lost their coach. Number two, because he didn't look very good.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't look very good. He wasn't great when he was there. So Ty Simpson, he should and needs to go completely out, because if he doesn't, then that is going to be shocker to me. Now, he could make some more money now. We're in a different NIL deal, but I don't see him staying. And let me tell you why he's not staying. He almost got beat out by Keelan Russell, a true freshman, during the spring.
Yeah.
Keelan Russell is the same kid that was walking across when they beat South Carolina, and the South Carolina coaches were all around him, and one of them specifically took a picture with him and was patting him on his back and talking to him, and Kalen DeBoer saw it.
Oh, yeah.
He stopped in his tracks, walked over to the coach, shook the coach's hand, kind of touched Keelan on his back.
Yep.
Come on, and they talked under their breath, and you saw Keelan say, "I got you, coach," or "It's okay, coach," and pats coach on the back. So I'm just saying, in the NIL now that we live, you give a quarterback money, they're starting most of the time, most likely that next year, unless they just have a terrible thing, or unless we do the Trinidad Chambliss, Austin Simmons thing of what Lane Kiffin did.
Yeah.
So I know that we need to talk about that, because I know that there's some underlying issues about who's staying, who's going. And with all of these teams that have the coaching openings, it makes me wonder. We're always talking about the coaches. We're talking about the coaches, and that's fine, because that's the hottest. Can we say this, that the hottest stories of the college football season is the coaches?
Yes.
Is that the number one story of this college football season?
I think so.
I do too. I've
never seen a season like this.
Nobody's worried about who's winning right now. I mean,
I disagree with that.
They're like, Ohio State's number one, Indiana's number two. There should be an outcry right now by all the fans about Texas A&M being 2 or 1. But they're not.
They're more worried about Notre Dame being so high.
Yeah, they're worried about Notre Dame.
Yeah.
But every college football talk is who's going to get fired this weekend, who's losing and is going to get fired this weekend. But let's open this up. Let's start this up, because, a lot of times we say stuff, and, a lot of shows are based off of what other people hear. What we do sometimes here is we think of our own way, and I'm not trying to say we're only, we're the best or we're breaking news every time, but how about this? Who's talking about where all these quarterbacks are going? Because there are a lot of quarterbacks that are open that could possibly leave, depending on what coach comes in and who that coach brings with him. Trinidad Chambliss is gone. Is Lane Kiffin leaving? But the second question is he bringing Austin Simmons wherever he goes? And then, if he's bringing Austin Simmons where he goes, if it is, say, Florida, is DJ staying or is DJ going? See what I mean? So there's a big story about coming and going and staying and going, and we got to really talk about it, because I don't know if anybody's talking about it.
So you want to know what the breaking news is today?
What?
Garrett Nussmeier aggravated his injury, and he's not listed as unavailable for tomorrow. Is it tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow's Arkansas game. And he's going to possibly try and say that he's got an injury year or whatever. Does that get you like another year of eligibility?
Yeah.
Yeah. So look at Van Buren playing tomorrow versus Arkansas.
Yeah.
It's happening.
Yeah. So let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
Who in their right mind would want Nussmeier for another year?
There's been players that have gone to other teams, but they're not elevated programs that they go to. I mean, there's been players go to like West Virginia or TCU and stuff like that. There's places to go. Don't worry about that. and even in the Power Four. Because look, I mean, the Big 12, they're like, come to here and, we'll nurture you. Or, SMU in the ACC. You never know. A lot of teams are always looking for talent, especially from the SEC or the Big Ten.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Well, Christopher Multicante said that Clemson is going to spoil Louisville tonight. So there you go.
Spoil them, like give them a meal and a bed?
I don't know. We're about to find out. And then Andrew Maddox said, all aboard the Lane train. So there you go. Yeah. So that's what he said. So we'll see what goes on with that. Well, we got to talk about it. Where do we feel like is going to be the next step in, everybody's like looking about what is he going to say, this weekend's game. So we got Florida taking on Ole Miss. Everybody's already said Ole Miss is going to destroy Florida. Everybody, you included.
No, I didn't say destroy. Did I?
Yes.
I did?
Yeah.
You hold me to it then.
Yeah, and after the Kentucky game last week, I don't have this magical, great feeling that we're just going to go out there and kill it. So,
but you had that feeling last week and you didn't.
Oh, he did.
But the week before, you said the Georgia game that you felt like they were going to be respectable, and you hit the score at halftime 10-10 right on the head. And it was a close game with Georgia. And see, that's another one of those illustrations right there. That's a great illustration. You can tell sometimes what's going to happen, but it always usually depends on how they match up with the team. And they matched up better with Georgia.
Yeah,
they just did not match up as good with Kentucky unless they just threw an egg. So give us your rundown. Florida, Ole Miss this weekend.
Okay. Well, you got all the bickering online between, Florida and Florida State fans. Florida and Ole Miss fans, it's getting really heated to the point of, they're talking about throwing stuff at kids that show up that are Gator fans. And Ole Miss, they're wanting to bring back the old Alabama Nick Saban, but at LSU when it was really Death Valley, they're trying to get it really ugly over there.
Yeah. Hold on, time out. So that's a lot of what I've been talking about whenever we first started talking about how toxic the LSU fans were. That other people say the LSU when Alabama used to go to LSU because they would throw stuff and fight and want to, yell obscenities at us because we'd come in Death Valley and, walk the dog. But anyway, continue.
Well, I was just going to say that, it depends on, if Florida shows up and everything like that. It's away games. Florida never plays good on the road as of lately. So I don't have a huge amount of faith in winning the game. But I do think if Florida plays like they did against Georgia, regains focus, DJ don't throw 3 picks, we can actually keep it close with them, at least during the first half. Again, I'll say that because, they seem to separate after halftime. So
Coach Gonzalez comes out and says that DJ has been taking first-team reps. Has he named him the starter?
Pretty much. They say he looks amazing in practice, so I don't know how you go from he's second, backup now. So, and the last time they said that DJ looked amazing in practice was right before the Texas game that we won, so...
Well, and that's the other thing about it, Jeff. When you hear Gonzalez say he's taking, so the question that was posed to him was, because he got sat last week, he got benched, basically. Yeah. And they said, okay, so is DJ the starter? Or he said he's been taking reps with the first team. Mm-hmm. He never come out and said he's the starter, he's going to be the starter, he's the starter going forward, all this stuff that you normally hear a coach say. But he said he's taking reps with the first team. What would that make you think?
It sounds like he's being replaced, but they just don't want to announce it because they could always go back on their word. It leaves that door open to where I can pick whichever quarterback I want, and I don't have to listen to the media.
Yeah, you know what that means to me?
Yeah.
Short leash.
Short leash.
He's got a short leash. So DJ, depending on how DJ plays, he probably will start. Depends on how he plays those first couple of series, and then boom, if he's not doing it, give me the freshman.
Tramel Jones, he can move around really well and everything, but when I seen, last week when he got to play a little bit, It was no, big, huge difference or anything like that. And I feel like the experienced quarterback's the way to go, like you said, at least for the start. But if he has to be yanked, he has to be yanked. So
Don Owens said upset Florida Gators 38, Ole Miss 31 this weekend.
Who is this?
Don Owens.
Don Owens.
Yeah.
I like it, Don.
You know what's the problem?
Yeah, what is the problem? Tell us, Jeffrey. Give us all the problems.
We've been talking about NC State as being the most inconsistent team in all of college football. But you know what? Nobody's paying attention that the Gators are the most unpredictable team. Because how can you play the Georgia Bulldogs to a 4-point game where you're leading at times during the game? They're ranked number 5. Yeah. And then you lost 31 points to an unranked Kentucky team that is just they're defeated. They're horrible. Kentucky we were talking about it 2 weeks ago. Kentucky and Arkansas are the bottom of the SEC because Mississippi State ain't there this year. They might be taking losses, but they ain't on the bottom tier.
No.
And then what did Florida do? Beat Texas.
Yeah.
Another peak. Another valley. Lose to South Florida. The reason why nobody understands that this team is inconsistent is because they just taken L's. NC State's actually beating teams. Back and forth, win-loss, win-loss, win-loss. You don't know what they're doing next, and they're playing Miami this week. And the Gators, they're just taking L's. And you don't even know what the point spread's going to be because they could either get destroyed by a Kentucky team or play Georgia where they're shaking in their boots where they might lose. That's craziness.
To be fair,
Texas and Georgia can make the playoffs, am I right?
I mean, do you mean that?
Texas and Georgia
I don't think Texas will make the playoffs.
Oh, well, okay.
They can, I guess, technically. What are they, two-loss team?
Yeah, they're a two-loss team.
They've got to beat Georgia, and they've got to beat A&M.
Yeah.
It won't happen.
Right. It won't happen. But they're a team that's ranked. You beat a ranked team, and you lost to South Florida, and you lost to Kentucky.
They are definitely inconsistent. I would just like to say that in their defense, they have had to have the toughest schedule for the past 2 years. So
yeah, y'all in Oklahoma are the top 2 and hardest schedule of the year. And, I mean, Oklahoma seems like they're adjusting quite well to the SEC now. I mean, it doesn't seem as intimidating to them. I don't know. We'll see because guess who they got this week? They got Bama.
Yeah.
And we're going to see if that's a revenge game because Bama needs a revenge game.
We need a big win. We need to beat them.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, winning the SEC would be really nice for Bama. And you keep on blowing off that SEC championship game. But I'm telling you, if you make a statement against A&M or Texas, whoever you play, or Georgia as a rematch, that'd be really interesting.
Yeah.
You don't want that game.
The Georgia rematch?
Yeah.
Ooh, could you imagine playing somebody 3 times in the same year? Wow.
Well, it happened last year with 2 times, and it bid the team that lost during the season better than the team in the end because Ohio State lost to Oregon and then beat Oregon in the playoffs because it's hard to beat it's hard to beat somebody twice. So either way, we're going to go ahead and take our break right now. But when we come back, we've got to discuss what's been going online. Is Lane Kiffin really going to throw this game? You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Reach out and smack someone. Call or text now. 850-215-6290. The Red 17 Studio Line. Your home for the NFL. ESPN Northwest Florida.
This Sunday gets an NFL doubleheader.
Touchdown! He is incredible!
First, the LA Chargers are at your Jacksonville Jaguars. Coverage starts at 11, kickoff at noon. Then it's Sunday Night Football with the Detroit Lions at the Philadelphia Eagles. Airtime 6:30, kickoff at 7:15 on your home for the NFL on the Gulf Coast.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Now is a great time for a new Toyota, where you can get 1.99% APR on a new Camry and get $500 in holiday cash. Get 3.49% APR on a new Corolla and get $500 in holiday cash. Get 1.99% on a new Tacoma, plus $1,000 in holiday cash. And 1.99% on a new Tundra, plus you'll get $1,000 in holiday cash. Visit our lot or browse online at Panama City Toyota.
Offers expire December 1st. Visit PanamaCityToyota.com for details.
Are you looking for a place to take a leak? Do you have a truck, tractor, or other hydraulic equipment leaking or not performing as it should? At Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, we can get you back to work. Do you have a busted or leaking hose? We can typically replace them while you wait. Hydraulic cylinder or pump needing repair? In many cases, we can have it back to you the next day. Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, 6840 Highway 77 in Southport, just south of Tractor Supply. The best place in town to take a leak.
College football on ESPN Radio. Third-ranked and undefeated Texas A&M welcome the South Carolina Gamecocks to College Station for a critical SEC showdown.
Texas A&M is still the best in the metrics. They're still better than Ohio State and Indiana in the metrics. But no matter how you weight them.
South Carolina at Texas A&M. Coverage coming up tomorrow at 10:30. Kickoff at 11 on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Now, we're live and local inside the CBC Construction Studios. The sports world is a battlefield of opinions.
Auburn's got a serious problem.
And every day, Paul Wilson brings the heat, the fire, and the definitive take.
They are not finding ways to get him the football.
Don't just follow the headlines.
But they lost 2 road games, and these 2 teams are ranked number 5 and number 6.
Be a part of the story on the Sports Blitz. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back to this beautiful Friday here on the Panhandle. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We're in the CBC Construction Studio. Don't forget, you can call in. You can text in on the Red 7T's phone line, 850-215-6290. We've been reading a lot of stories and a lot of online chatter, and we've been talking about it earlier, Chris. When you look at what's been going on with the fans, they're talking about, how to treat the Gator fans as they come to Vaught-Hemingway Stadium, and let's give them a taste of how we really feel. Do you feel like that's because they're trying to scare the fans away because they don't want them to come, not because to win the game, but because they really are scared that Lane Kiffin is leaving Ole Miss?
Yeah, the Lane Kiffin leaving Ole Miss part is really driving them nuts. I mean, I know a huge Gator fan, Booster, goes to all the games. He actually canceled his flight last night because he didn't want to deal with the mess that's going on, and he goes to every game.
Wow. So it's real.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that, Jeffrey? Because you've been to a lot of football games. You've seen stuff happen at games. You've been a part of stuff that's happened. You've taken your shirt off and been drunk in stupor and throwing stuff on the field. No, I'm kidding. You didn't throw stuff on the field that I know of. We don't want to do that. We don't want to bring that up. But you've seen a lot of stuff happen at stadiums. What do you think about that? Do you think that's a scare tactic for the Ole Miss fans? Because they are doing it. Because I've seen multiple reports about it. So it's a legitimate story.
I'm going to say this. Ole Miss fans weren't as intimidating when I was in college. They're volatile now. And when I went 2 years ago to Oxford to watch the LSU Ole Miss game, they were singing our song, but they were replacing Rebels with Tigers. Rebels with Tigers in the name of the song. And they were volatile after the game, trust me, after they won by 5 points.
Yeah. But, I'm just saying, obviously this is not a good look for the university. Obviously it's not. Now, let me say this. Speaking of fans, is it a problem for Lane Kiffin that every week since everything's been coming out about him going to Florida, that he's having to post, come on, fans, show up. Come on, fans, come out. Come on, fans. Come to watch us play. Is that a problem?
Yeah, that's a big problem. It's a lot of people online just say he's begging kids and fans to show up all the time, and they think that's a big indicator of why he would love to go to the Swamp because we're a 3-win team and everybody shows up to watch us. We sell out every time, but then Lane Kiffin's on Twitter, having to X, whatever you want to call it now, having to beg for people to come to the games. And he even has his team out there, saying doing different things now, trying to get kids to come to the game because the student sections just don't even show up. So,
do you think that's a problem? I mean, but is it because of, what's that because of? Because it's not the noise. Because you can't, obviously you want it to be loud, you want it to be rowdy for them when they're on the offense.
Oh, yeah.
So that you can have a false start penalty. They can't communicate. They have to burn timeouts early. We all know that. That's everybody's home field advantage. That's what you want, right? But what is Lane Kiffin saying there? What is he saying? Because I have my opinion, but I want to see if you have the same opinion.
Show your support if you want me to stay.
Yes.
And let's talk about the stadium.
Yes.
How big is the Swamp?
It's around 90,000 capacity.
Mm-hmm. You know how many Ole Miss holds?
No.
55.
Wow.
Do you know how they're built? Their stadium is built? It's not built like that or like this. It's like that.
It's open, so it's not as loud.
So it's not as loud.
Yeah.
So you need this. The student section is in the end zone. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah.
And they can get loud for a night SEC game.
Right.
But I'm not really intimidated by the day games because I've been to the day games there at Ole Miss and not really intimidating. And they leave early. So now they have installed a new rule.
Yeah.
And I told him the rule, but you don't know the rule. You have your phone on you and you purchase your tickets with your phone and your ticket is attached to your phone. So if you sell it to someone else, it's going to someone else. You will not have preferred buying for next year if you sell your ticket. And also, you have to stay till the fourth quarter. Do you know what the score of the Ole Miss, the Citadel game was last weekend, going into the fourth quarter? 42-0. And he wanted them to stay till the fourth quarter. And you know what happens in the fourth quarter?
They cleared out.
No. Well, they cleared out probably right after the quarter started because let me tell you, your phone is geolocated, and they have a way that they see if you're still in the stadium. And if you've left the stadium before the start of the fourth quarter, you do not get preferred status for buying tickets next year. So they're enforcing the kids to stay to the fourth quarter, no matter whether the score is 42-0 on the Citadel or they're beating the heck out of the Gators or whatever's happening.
And see, that's the thing that Nick Saban dealt with at Alabama is that we would beat these teams sometimes so mercifully that they would leave. And it was, he was trying to be like, hey, look, he was pretty ticked off about it. But this is not the case. This is not the same thing. Lane Kiffin's doing this during the week to say not to stay and root on the second teamers if we get ahead. He's saying, please just come to the game. Yeah. See, Nick Saban wasn't saying just come to the game because Tuscaloosa was going to be packed, period. Yeah. They were coming. They were going to sing the songs. They were going to, that's why they have the light show. That's why they put all that stuff in there because they're making an experience. But Lane Kiffin is asking people to come to, I would love, honestly, and I know I'm breaking character a little bit on this. I would love for an Ole Miss fan to call in 850-215-6290 and give me your opinion of that, because if that's not your opinion of it, I would love to hear your opinion about that, because to me, I'm an outsider looking in. I'm not a Florida Gator fan. I'm not an Ole Miss fan. I like beating both of you the same. But either way, when you look at it, it seems like he's begging these kids, and he's almost like doing what Jeffrey said, which is what I agree to, is the fact that please come and show me you love me, because I want to be somewhere that you love me. Yeah. I get it. Everybody's saying, oh, well, he's the more mature Lane, and I believe he is. He's 50 years old. He's older now, so he's more mature than he was back when he was quitting and leaving at USC and Tennessee and the Raiders and doing all stuff he was doing. And I get all that, but he still has what we call an ego, which all great coaches have an ego, and that's good. This is not a down talk. But when you look at him, he wants people to come and cheer his team on and cheer him on because he's all out on social media. Why do you get out on social media? To gain a following, to pump up your following, to know what the people are saying. He's the funniest coach in college football. Yeah. He'll say anything. And you don't want to come see him? What's the problem?
What else does he have to do?
Yeah, they need to sell out, and that's, something that he puts on Twitter every time, like, we really got to sell out, and then they've even, like, put that they've sold out, and then you'll see people, like, in the comments showing, like, tons of sections that are still available and being like, sure, yeah.
Well, I want to read something.
So when Ole Miss doesn't sell tickets to Ole Miss fans, you know what happens, right?
Florida buys them.
Yes. And you know how it was that 2 years ago when I went to Tuscaloosa, I was an LSU fan on the Bama side.
Oh, yeah, you can get them.
Your section was infiltrated by me.
Yeah, you can get them. All right, so we've got a caller on the line. Bill from Covington. How you doing, Bill?
What's up, bros?
Hey, man, I told you the Memphis Tigers was going to lose.
Hey, you came to talk about basketball?
Yeah. No. Yeah, that's not all we got to talk about today, basketball. Yeah, that was a crappy game, man. It was terrible.
It really was. It was not a good game, Bill. I was surprised by it. I mean,
I was shocked.
I picked them, but I was just like, wow, Memphis did not. I don't know. I was just shocked.
Well, I go to the games because it's close by. I'm not a big Memphis fan, but I do enjoy going to the games.
Do you still believe one of those two coaches are going to be in the SEC next year?
Summerall will. Hell, Silverfield may wind up at Arkansas.
We'll see.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
So have you been listening to what we've talking about? Give us your idea.
About the Ole Miss student section, the students and the fans.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been seeing posts where they're threatening to throw stuff on families, even if they've got kids, blah, blah. Here's the thing. Ole Miss fans are in uncharted territory, okay? They've never experienced anything like this. They're not used to winning.
That's true.
Okay, and then you see their fans talking about how, Ole Miss, and here's the big deal. They fail to recognize one thing. They would not be having the success they're having if it weren't for Lane Kiffin. And here he is, like you guys were saying earlier, having to beg fans to come to the games. And then, like you said, a 55,000-seat stadium, that stadium is not as loud as Vanderbilt's.
That's true.
I've been to both.
That's true.
And that's a fact. And then here we are, Florida, we're terrible. And we're selling out the swamp every week to go watch a losing team.
Yeah, big deal. Big difference.
I mean, that's a huge difference. I mean, but, what do you do? If I were Lane, I'd be like, man, these guys don't even want to come watch us play. I can go to Florida and have a sellout every freaking weekend. Be seen on the road as well. Why not?
Well, somebody wrote on Facebook, Casey, he wrote that Florida can be down 42-0, and they'll still have more fans than Ole Miss in the stadium.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, I was at the South Florida game, and it was all but lost. I mean, we knew after that 15-yard penalty, the guy spit on the guy. I was like, damn, we're about to lose the game, and the stadium was still full.
Oh, yeah, that's the thing. And that's why it's been that way for me, Bill. This whole time, everybody's talking about this, and everybody's talking about the money, and everybody's talking about, what he's built at Ole Miss. And all of those things have been true up to this point. But now Florida is a different animal. It's always been different. They've won before. Ole Miss has never won before.
Right. I mean, that's true. The Napier era was not good. Before that, Mullen was winning games.
Yeah.
Even McElwain was winning games. I mean, we've been to several SEC championships under McElwain, one under Mullen. So, I mean, we've won some games. Not like we'd like to win, but we've won some games.
Yeah, you're exactly
right. Ole Miss is
right.
not used to this.
Well, Bill, we're almost up to
they've never been to the SEC championship, ever.
No, they haven't.
And I don't
think we lost him.
Did we lose him? Okay, we lost Bill, so I was going to get him to give his
even
his
Mississippi
statement.
State, I think Mississippi State's been to a SEC championship, and Ole Miss has never been.
Yeah, that's tough.
Rough.
Yeah,
but let me say one thing, though. When we talk about the Ole Miss crowd, okay, I went to a day game that was out of conference against Tulsa. Wasn't intimidating at all. Wasn't loud at all. Went to LSU game at night. It was a different environment. But then again, even with it being LSU, and I'm not saying we're top tier SEC, but makes you wonder, they might get up for the LSU game and be really loud and packed in and then doing the light show and everything and pumping up the music and all that. Do they do that for Arkansas or Kentucky? That's what I'm wondering. Because now they're playing a Florida team who's been eliminated from almost anything. I mean, I'm wondering if they're going to try and get them all up for it, you know?
Of course.
Because some of the students think, oh, we're just going to win this week.
Okay, but let me just pull the veil back unless you're just baiting me to talk about this, because I feel like I've got a download from the college football heavens to tell you that this game is not just a win-loss game. This game has nothing to do with the college football playoff. This game has nothing to do whether or not you beat Florida or not. This game has the implications whether or not Lane Kiffin is going to leave Ole Miss and go to Florida. If they come in there and almost beat Ole Miss, if they come in there and is tied in the fourth quarter with Ole Miss, if they got tied game at halftime with Lane Kiffin at the helm of the Ole Miss Rebels, this has nothing to do with a win-loss. This is not a regular game. That's why everybody's freaking out on the website. That's why people are canceling tickets. That's why there's threats online. That's why you're seeing all these crazy stories hit the internet. It is an implication game. Lane Kiffin is playing against his possible employer next year. And this for Ole Miss. Ole Miss fans, you better stand up. Ole Miss administration, you better roll out the red carpet this weekend. You better play every song you got. You better let every light that you got be burned out. You better pump the speakers. You better bust the speakers this weekend. Every speaker you got, you better turn that baby up, because it needs to be the loudest place. Every song you can think of, you better play it, because if you don't, the Lane train will be exiting the building, because he will never forget the time that these lowly Gators, with the old backup coach being the coach, coming in humbled, coming in looking like not so good, and coming into Vaught Hemingway Stadium, and they just treating it like they're playing Arkansas. And when they do, that'll be his ticket to say, see, I begged you. I tried to stay. I tried to stay in Oxford, but you just couldn't do it. What do you think, Chris?
I think that's great, man. I mean, I really agree with what you just said. So, I mean, they need to roll out the fireworks, everything else for him. You know, they need to have it all, because, I mean, this Florida team is not that much different than the Florida team that beat them last year, besides the fact that they're at home, you know. And I don't know if we're going into a break right now, but I did want to mention.
We got 1 minute before we go to a break, so don't mention anything real great. But I will say this. They need to call Vince McMahon from the WWE and figure out how to get the WrestleMania lights, camera, and the pyro. And I don't care. They give away the hot dogs, give away the free beer, whatever you got to do to get people in that stadium. Try to break the Richter scale in Vaught Hemingway this weekend, because your life depends on it. Because I'm telling you right now, I mean, who's going to go to Ole Miss? Dan Mullen?
Not John Gruden.
No, but I'm just saying, you're going to go from Kiffin to whoever else is available and whoever wants to go. But it's going to be a drop-off whenever he leaves.
It'd be like losing Saban.
And they are looking, too. They have put out that they are looking for coaches just for a backup plan. So
either way, I don't know, but I'm just saying, this weekend, if you're an Ole Miss fan, you're going to be at the game, you better light it up, baby, because this game matters more than just a win and a loss. And for the Ole Miss players, you better blow them out. Blow them out, because they're coming. Either way, we've got some more news to share with you once we come back from the break. You've been listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Call or text in now on the Red 7T studio line. 850-215-6290. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the Rich Eisen Show.
I don't know who Zoo Kruger is.
I saw this yesterday.
But this sums it up. If you weren't with the Jets during the rebuild, don't be with us during the rebuild. All of those assets who rebuilt the team into just having to rebuild again because we didn't have this right or that right. Now is when it turns.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
The Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays 11 to 2. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good afternoon. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Friday. Clear the remainder of the day with a light breeze at 5 miles per hour out of the west-southwest and temps near 74. Tonight we will have clear skies and a wind speed of 2 miles per hour and be warm at 57. Sunny tomorrow and a high 73 with a light breeze. Mostly sunshine Sunday with a temp of 74. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Looking for the most romantic night out in Panama City? Ferrucci Ristorante is your destination for authentic Italian cuisine and unforgettable moments. The candlelight, the wine, the homemade pasta. It's like a little slice of Italy. From handcrafted sauces to centuries-old recipes, Ferrucci brings true Italian flavor to every plate. It's where love stories begin and anniversaries are celebrated. To reserve your table, call 850-913-9131. Ferrucci Ristorante, Panama City's most romantic escape.
The sun's shining, birds are singing, and all feels right in the world.
Until the season changes, and suddenly everything seems darker, less lively, and you lose your motivation to get out of bed.
If you struggle with depression, you're not alone. In fact, 1 in 5 people experience some form of depression, and no matter the time of year, it may affect your behavioral or physical ability to live a happy life.
At the American Psychiatric Association Foundation, we understand what you're going through, and we're here to help. Our vision is to build a mentally healthy nation for all, because we want you to live your best life and be your best you all year round. We work every day to eliminate stigma, combat mental illness and substance use disorders, and advance mental wellness.
If you or someone you love needs help, you are not alone. Please visit mentallyhealthynation.org to learn more.
College football on ESPN Radio. Third-ranked and undefeated Texas A&M welcome the South Carolina Gamecocks to College Station for a critical SEC showdown.
Texas A&M is still the best in the metrics. They're still better than Ohio State and Indiana in the metrics. But no matter how you weight them.
South Carolina at Texas A&M. Coverage coming up tomorrow at 10:30. Kickoff at 11 on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
WVLQ Port St. Joe, WGSF, powered by Panama City Toyota.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Broadcasting from the CBC Construction Studios. Your favorite team is garbage.
Dallas? I don't want you going to Dallas at all.
And we're here to explain why.
That place is crawling with crackheads and debutantes, and half of them play for the Cowboys.
It's time to take out the trash on the Sports Blitz on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
It's 5 o'clock on this Friday. We have made it to the weekend, baby. Oh, yes. We're excited. We are pumped up. It is awesome. The weekend is upon us. We didn't think we were going to make it, but we finally did. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We're so glad that you are listening. We appreciate it. If you're on Facebook, give us a like, give us a comment, give us a share. If you'd like to, you can call in. You can text in on the Red 7T's phone line, 850-215-6290. We got Chris Hobzilla in the building. We got Jeffrey here. We got the Bone Crusher here. and we are having a ball here in Panama City Beach, Florida, in the CBC Construction Studio. Don't forget, this weekend, you can also on Sunday watch the Chargers at the Jags at noon, Detroit at Philadelphia at 7:15 for the nightcap. So don't forget that. But, guys, we've got to talk about it. A lot's been going on. We've been talking heavy about the Gators. We've been talking heavy about some of the stuff with Lane Kiffin. Now, let's go into something that everybody keeps saying. All of the naysayers keep bringing it up, the Ole Miss fans specifically. You know, they talk about Knox Kiffin. Knox Kiffin is playing at Oxford High School. It's right there in the city. And they're like, oh, it's family. It's family-oriented, and it's this and it's that. And I'm not, I'm not disagreeing at all. You know, we have the Steve Barnes, rebelwalk.com. He's talked about how that the community has come together. They upset their in-town rival or cross-town rival this past week, and, you know, how great it was and how great Knox is doing. And Knox went to Alabama over the weekend on a recruiting trip. And, you know, all of these things have been going on. And so tell us what you know, Chris, about Knox and basically all of the stuff that's been going on with him.
Okay. Recently, the same guy that has given me the information on, you know, Kiffin coming to Florida and all this, you know, different stuff, recently he told me that basically Knox Kiffin has contacted Buckholz High School in Gainesville.
Why would he do that?
To play quarterback.
So, moving from Oxford, because you can transfer, especially if your family moves, and you can be in Gainesville. And we know that Florida football is better than Mississippi football. Now, Mississippi football, there's some talent there, but in Florida, they're in the top for the most part every year of having recruits, of having teams, and all of that. So, I mean, if you look at it, Florida high school football is up there with Texas football, right?
No. Texas is on top, and California is number 2 as far as like having high schools ranked in the top 25. And then Florida's main rival has been Georgia for that 3rd spot as having the most high schools ranked in the top 25 in the nation.
But I'm talking about top 5. Florida's always in the top 5 of high schools.
Yeah, if Florida's not number 3, they're going to be number 4. And it just depends upon the year. But, you know, I mean, Georgia doesn't have more people than Florida does. But, I mean, we got talent down here. And it's all over the place. It's crazy. And it's not just Miami, you know. Yeah. It's not just Miami, for sure. Because, you know, there have been times where Miami's really shined a lot. Yeah. And the Seminoles have to go all the way across the state to go get those Miami guys. It's not easy.
But what about Mississippi? I mean,
Ole Miss, there's no Mississippi schools in the top 25 as far as high schools go. So, I mean, if I ask you, other than Oxford High, what high school do you know in Mississippi? You're going to say 0. You don't know where Brett Favre went, right?
No.
It was in Bay St. Louis. It's Bay High. Ironic.
Yeah, I mean, I do know that. Let me see. I was thinking Ocean Springs, Mississippi. I was thinking they had somebody that came out of there.
Now the Biloxi Indians are okay,
but I didn't know. But anyway,
there's not a lot of big names.
Yeah, but when you look at Knox, why would he want to stay at Oxford to just?
Well, he's secured a starting job. That's one thing. He knows the area. That's the second thing. But you're running off of a name. And usually when you relocate like that, I mean, it's because your parents have moved there.
Yeah.
Am I right? Mm-hmm. So if he's going to Gainesville to play, he's going to have one of his 2 parents. Now, whether they're divorced or separated or whatever, it depends upon the state as far as rules go. Because, like, I know there's a player from California. He transferred to Georgia to play high school football during COVID when California wouldn't let you play high school football.
Oh.
Yeah. And you know what the dad did? The dad said, I'm separated from my wife. And he moved with the son over to Georgia. And then when the word came out that they aren't really going to get a divorce, there was people affiliated with that high school that was all about that kid losing his starting job in Georgia as a starting quarterback. So there's certain rules in each state, and they're all different. So I don't know how this is going to work with Lane, because, I mean...
He'll be fine. No, there's no way possible that with the way they can pay
It's
you
high
now,
school,
the high school is, it's all different now. It's back when we were in, or when you were in high school, I mean, which there was only a couple high schools back then, but when I was in high school, you could transfer, but you had to have a living parent, go live in the district or whatever, but now it's totally different. But when you look at it, when you say Knox called Buchholz, and Buchholz is a good school, that everything happens. He's not just doing it to do it. He's doing it for a reason. And everybody in Ole Miss, obviously, you're going to look at the positives to try to put out. And this is the other part of the pie. So we've got now in college what you call the NIL. Now, I've been doing some research. I've been asking some athletes. I've been asking some kids that are in high school that are going to Division I schools, been asking payment structure, how they do that, this, that, and the other. Now, your stars matter now.
Yes.
Your 3-star, your 4-star, your 5 stars, they matter now based off of your NIL evaluations when they're coming. Now, a lot of those are really at the place to where if they really want you bad enough, you'll be at the top level of a 3-star or at the bottom level of a 4-star. Mm-hmm. But if Knox goes to Oxford and realistically does good, but the competition is not great,
that matters.
With the default of how bad Arch Manning has looked, and what was the first thing they said about Arch Manning? Oh, he's playing in 2A. No wonder he was dominant. He's playing in 2A. So could that possibly gotten into Knox's ear and has caused him not to want to be in a smaller school? He's wanting to play the big-time football. He's wanting to be a big deal. I mean, his dad's Lane Kiffin. At the end of the day, I want to play for the biggest, baddest school in the world because I want to make a name for myself. I don't want to just live off daddy's coattail, maybe like everybody's been talking about with Arch.
Yeah, the move could make the difference between Knox being a 4 or a 5-star, quarterback. If he stays in Mississippi, he might be a 3 or 4-star. It's just something to think about.
So Favre went to Hancock, by the way.
Oh, he went to Hancock. Okay.
Yeah. So there you go.
Ask me what the mascot is.
I
don't know. I don't know.
That's the first time. That's the first time. Jeff is our local mascot knower.
And you know what was crazy? He actually held the passing state record in Mississippi, and his nephew broke it.
Yeah.
At State Stanislaus in Bay St. Louis.
That's right. So I'm going to read some of our Red 7T's phone line from the text messages. It's just hard sometimes to keep up with it all, but we do have some coming in, and I'm going to read those for you. The game UF versus Ole Miss has no bearing on if Lane leaves for Gainesville. Win or lose, Lane is gone. So there we go. I don't know his name, but that's what he said. Okay, that was Bill. He said we got disconnected. I think Lane leaves regardless. The way the fan base is acting is toxic and silly. And then the last one, Lynn Haven Robb said that Florida State and Florida are both state universities. The legislature in the past has said that the rivalry will keep running or they would cut the funding. So there you go. So that's some really...
That's a threat, and we understand that Miami's a private school.
Yeah, but that's a really good. I appreciate Rob telling us that because I mean it's always good to know the truth and really what is going on. So, but either way,
I mean that's a solid thing. I mean there are rivalries that will never end, like Alabama-Auburn. There's a possibility that Georgia Tech actually could end, just depending upon how things work out and everything.
Yeah,
but. Probably not.
Yeah, no.
But
I think
Florida State ain't going nowhere.
No, it's not going
Florida,
anywhere.
Miami, it could be a broken deal because you only have 3 out-of-conference games, and they're going to force, the SEC is forcing you to play one Power 4 team out of conference. Well, if you already got that assured in Florida State, why do you even have to go play it 2?
Right, you don't. And that's the thing about it. With all this new way of doing it, college football is the landscape is just changing year after year after year. And then when they bring that 4 more teams in and make it a 16-team playoff, like I've been talking about, I'm telling you, it's going to happen, and you're going to see it. And you might even see an NIT tournament for the ones that can't make it into the top 16.
So let me tell you, college football, for the most part, is not fixed. And let me tell you the word that you need to learn for this weekend. The word is revenge. Mm-hmm. The 3 teams that beat Ole Miss last year were
Kentucky,
Florida, and LSU.
Mm-hmm.
What did Ole Miss do to LSU and Kentucky this year?
Beat them.
They beat them. Guess who's getting revenge for their only 3 losses last year, including the bowl game? They're going to get revenge on Florida this weekend. And you know who's got the same situation this weekend?
Alabama. That's right.
Bama lost to Tennessee and Vanderbilt last year. Guess what they did to them this year? They beat them. They got their revenge. Guess who they got this weekend? Oklahoma.
That's
Can
right.
you say the word revenge? Because I see it 2 times this weekend. I'm telling you, Ole Miss is going to beat Florida.
We got to lay off on that because I see that Aaron Childs Sr. is watching, and that is a linebacker of the Gators' father. And hopefully he'll call in the show because I think he would disagree with that. We have a chance.
If it is any position that wants blood, it's going to be a linebacker. The boy better taste it, and he better not hesitate if he's going to blitz. Is he an edge guy or is he up the middle?
He's more up the middle.
Well, he better hold still because you know what? He better hold still till he sees that ball coming at him. He sees that ball coming at him with a guy running it and holding it. He better run full steam at him, better knock him down.
He has Jaden Ball in practice, so I think he'll be able to handle it.
Yeah, the boy better ball this weekend because Ole Miss, they want revenge.
Well,
that's true.
You got to think that Ole Miss in this game it's going to be higher level because they do hear all the things that's going on online. I mean, they're all listening, not to us necessarily, but they're all listening online. They're seeing what's going on with this whole thing, and people really do believe that Lane Kiffin is going to throw this game. That's a realistic possibility that people are saying. People are saying that Lane Kiffin is going to throw this game because he wants to go to Florida so bad, and people in Ole Miss, they believe that. They believe that, and so these kids are wanting to play for him to stay. They believe that if it's close, he's leaving. If they believe that if they beat us, he's leaving. Like, these kids are for real. And you got both sides of the spectrum here. You got these Florida kids that are saying, hey, if we come out here and show our next year's coach how good we really are, then he'll want us to stay and want us to, keep us here, and we want to play for him.
But you said that Kiffin's got an ego.
He does.
He's got an ego for winning.
Yeah, he wants to win.
He does want to win.
Yeah, and so
this weekend he's not going to throw a game.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm not saying he's throwing the game. I'm saying it's been reported that he's throwing the game because he wants to.
I've seen a lot of bad reports. You know what you better do? You better bring your popcorn.
The last time he said that, it wasn't very
It was
good.
not ugly. It was ugly.
It was ugly.
He didn't even wait till halftime, man. Saban was like, yeah, that popcorn's stale.
Yeah, not so fast, my friend, on that one for sure. That was a big not so fast, my friend. So, Chris, when you look at Knox, let's get back to Knox. Do you think, because he at first was like, oh, no, Dad's not leaving. He kind of was out in front of everything, talking about how much they love Oxford. His mom loves Oxford, their community, and all this stuff. Do you believe that was just something just to kind of prolong it, to kind of take the heat off Lane?
Yes, because they've recently asked him, and he's like, well, I don't know what's going on, kind of thing, And, back a few years ago, we had Knox wearing a Gator backpack, and that was all over the internet. Now, I don't know if that was one of Lane's infamous trolls, but they say the kid loves the Gators. And when he recently came out with the top 3 schools that he would play for,
Oregon
and Florida.
And Florida. Who's the third one?
I can't remember the third one. All I cared about was Florida.
Not worried about it. It was Oregon and Florida, the 2 big ones.
And he's made a statement before that he doesn't want to play for his dad. I mean, that's one of the things that he said. And so let me ask you all this.
I don't take that serious at all. They're both going to be masters of trolling.
So you don't think that's
No, I don't believe that for a bit. He would play for his dad, I think. So that's my personal belief.
Okay, that was the first question the second question I was going to ask you. Do you think that with him saying that he's not going to play for his dad, do you think that was another ploy for other schools to feel like they've got a chance?
Yeah, I do believe so. More offers, things like that.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
I don't even know if there's ever been a quarterback that's played for his dad in college level. I don't think there's been one. I can never think.
we'd have to look it up, but
it's had to have happened. I feel like it's happened once or twice.
Coach O's son went to McNeese State, Andrew Luck, his dad was an AD at West Virginia. He went to Stanford.
Ty Simpson's dad's a coach in college.
But even
right
if
now.
we didn't get Knox, it's all about getting Lane Kiffin. That's all I care.
Joe Burrow's dad, Ohio University, and he went to Ohio State instead.
Right.
And then he went to LSU.
And they played against him, too, so that's good.
Oh, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. So, but either way, we're going to go to the phone line. We got Bill back on the phone. Hey, Bill, are you still there, my friend? We had a little bit of a disconnection. Go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, man, I'm just going to touch on what you guys were saying about Lane possibly throwing the game Saturday. If their fans are saying that, they are delusional.
I agree.
That dude loves to win. He is not about to throw a game.
No, not at all. I agree with you on that. What do you think about Knox? Do you think Knox was kind of getting out in front of that just to try to, kind of keep it off of Lane for a little while? Or do you think he's just as big of a troll as his dad is?
He's probably trolling, too. They're probably having a good time with it. I mean, why not?
Cut from the same cloth?
I mean, yeah, the apple don't fall too far from the tree. I mean, why not have a little fun? I mean, shoot. But I do agree with the sentiment that there's only been one really good team in Mississippi football. That was South Panola. They were good for years.
Yeah, I remember them.
They used to be ranked every year, like highly ranked. But Mississippi does not have forget it.
No, they don't. Not
compared
at all.
to Florida.
Can I share some big news with Bill?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, Bill, I got to tell you, man, this same source that had told me basically that before, Billy Napier got fired on the Sunday, win or lose, basically, he got fired like he said he would. And then now it's, done deal. Lane Kiffin is the next coach at the University of Florida. He is not expected to coach Ole Miss if they happen to make the playoffs. And that's exactly what I was told like 2 nights ago.
Wow. Oh, my God.
Huh.
Wow.
Well, I've kind of seen something on a few.
Oh my gosh.
I can't remember where I saw it, but
wow.
One moderator of an Ole Miss podcast said he didn't think that Keith Carter or the president would allow Lane to coach any playoff game if he decided to leave.
Wow.
So.
I don't know,
so
man.
in other words, Ole Miss is showing their love for Lane right there.
Wow.
That breach of contract.
And that's why. Well, that's fine. That means they wouldn't know it. Florida would have to pay a little $3 million buyout.
Wow. Is that what it is? $3 million?
Well, yeah, because he's on such a. Those contracts in Mississippi are so screwy because he's a state employee, basically.
Yeah, that's true.
Ole Miss pays him, but he's a state employee.
Wow.
And his contract is littered with incentives.
Huh.
7 wins, you get a little more money, blah, blah, blah.
And we know he's got a lot of money, but gosh, that is, wow. I mean, we're bumped up against a break right now, but gosh, I'm just shocked, Bill. I mean,
I've heard that. I've heard through some. I don't know if you guys know Dan Thompson, but he's saying be paying attention to your phones on Sunday.
Wow. Yeah. I've heard that too. I've seen that, and I was just like, oh man, this is going to be crazy.
Now, Dan Thompson's close to Florida's UAA, so take it for what it's worth.
Wow. Well, we got to take a break. We got to take a break, Bill, but I appreciate you calling. When we come back, we're going to talk about this. I've got to take at least a minute to get my thoughts because, wow. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Call in now.
This is Touchstone Service.
The Red 70 studio line is open.
Demonstrate how to make a call with your dial telephone.
850-215-6290. Your home for college football. ESPN Northwest Florida.
This Saturday, it's a college football triple header.
75 yards. Wow.
First, South Carolina and Texas A&M. Coverage starts at 10:30. Then North Carolina State at your Miami Hurricane. Kickoff at 2:30. Then it's Texas between the hedges at Georgia. Kickoff at 6:30 right here on your spot for college football on the Gulf Coast. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good evening. This is Joanna with your weather forecast from ESPN Northwest Florida on this Friday. Clear tonight with a wind coming out of the east-southeast around 2 miles per hour and a low of 55. Tomorrow morning, look for very little wind and sunshine with a temperature near 71. The afternoon and evening, a high around 73 and clear skies. Sunday, hot with a high of 75 and mostly sunshine. This weather forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
It's the end of the year and the perfect time to unwrap big savings on a brand new 2025 Kia from Bill Bird Kia. Ready for adventure? Well, drive into the holidays in an award-winning Kia SUV line like the Soul, Seltos, Sportage, Sorento, or the bold Telluride. If you want luxury and performance, slide into the sleek 2025 Kia K4 or K5 sedan, always designed to thrill. And going electric this year? Spark inspiration with the all-electric 2025 EV6 long-range fast charging and electrifying style. At Bill Bird Kia, you'll get comfort, safety, and technology all wrapped into one perfect package. And don't forget, we're the original home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by and see us at 2435 East 15th Street in Panama City or online anytime at BillBirdKiaPanamaCity.com. We'll treat you like family and give you the peace of mind you can trust. Bill Bird Kia, your local community dealer. Love your ride this holiday season. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty.
Transmitting from the CBC Construction Studio. And now the Gulf Coast's newest sports talk host, Paul Wilson.
Fresh new start.
Locally sourced, farm to radio. The Sports Blitz.
We're starting fresh.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Your home for the NFL on Sunday. Don't forget the Chargers at the Jags at noon. Detroit at Philadelphia at 7:15. All right here on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Also, don't forget the games that are going to be here on Saturday, tomorrow. Don't forget those games. It's going to be pretty packed out, action-packed games. And also, don't forget today, you can call in, you can text in on the Red 70s phone line, 850-215-6290. Also, don't forget to follow us, comment, share our Facebook page as well. And we'll read those Facebook page messages online as live as we are right now. So either way, we've been talking about this whole deal. We've been talking about Knox. We've been talking about the way Florida is going to try to upset Ole Miss this weekend and mess up the whole playoff thing. But right before the break, which was crazy, how in the world did we have this? But we had breaking news from Chris saying that the source that had called out Billy Napier being fired from Florida, the same guy, has come out and said that there is a strong possibility, not possibility, he's calling it, that Lane Kiffin possibly, even if he wins, is not going to coach in the playoff for Ole Miss. He's going to take the job at Florida. He's going to leave Ole Miss and go to Florida. Now, all of these things are being said. I'm trying to wrap my brain around it. We know what he's done in the past. He left Tennessee for USC and all of that. So that's not out of the scope of thinking that Lane Kiffin could do it. But do you really believe Lane Kiffin could do that? Do you believe Lane Kiffin can do that? I know you do, right?
I do, yeah. I mean, I believe it was. This is all coming together so fast. I can't remember if it was 2 days ago or if it was yesterday. I believe it might have been yesterday, but literally told the exact same thing that image just said. I was like, whoa, you know.
Jeffrey, what do you think about this? It's weird.
Yeah, that would be the first and maybe the last time. I don't know, probably the last time.
So we've got to look at it on two sides of the story. We're looking at Florida saying, hey, listen, man, we're going to give you $15 million to come be our head football coach. Let's do it. Let's get this thing going. We got to get these recruits in there. We got to lock down these kids that are already committed. We got to lock down the ones that are here right now that are 5 stars. You know this Florida team has talent. You know there's a bunch of 5 stars on this team. They've got kids that can play, can do it right. But then on the flip side of that, you've got an Ole Miss team that's saying, okay, I don't want to be sitting over here not knowing what you're doing. I need to know something. Here's an extension. This is the money. We're going to give you this amount of money. Here it is. Sign it. So then if they're telling him, hey, you need to sign this extension, and Lane's like, no, I don't want to, could it be that Ole Miss is saying to Lane, Either you sign the extension or we're going to find somebody else. Like right now in the middle of the season?
Well, they're worried about losing him.
But don't you want the season? So is it for Ole Miss? Do you think Ole Miss is thinking about the season's more important than the longevity? Or do you think it's the longevity they're more worried about than the season? Because if they win a national title, if they go to the playoff, the next coach that they bring in will be more quality if they can make it to the playoff. Yeah. That's what makes your job better, is making it to the playoff. Everybody remembers what Penn State was, and that's why none of the big names hardly are being named for Penn State, because of what they've done this year. Everybody sees what Ole Miss can do with a good coach.
Here's something to think about. You know how he's professed his love for how great Texas A&M is. Maybe he's so good at reading talent and everything like that. He knows he can't beat a team like that right now, and he's just like, bon voyage, I'm going to get my $14 million a year.
Yeah, Travis Reed says basically he's getting an ultimatum from Ole Miss, and it's coming right now. Now, I have read on the message boards that they're saying that the biggest troll in the world, which is Lane Kiffin, is going to sign an extension at the halftime against Florida.
So dramatic.
Wow. Wouldn't that be a Lane Kiffin, though?
On the Jumbotron.
On the Jumbotron, in the locker room.
So the best thing,
Hollywood.
You know, it's the best thing the Gators need to do, if that's actually true, is they need to be leading at halftime.
True.
And put a stop to that.
That would be hilarious, yes.
That would be hilarious. And I'm talking about like an 8 or 10 point lead. Well, that's enough.
I just wanted to say, the guy that I spoke to yesterday, the day before, whatever, he told me that the number went up, that we were 13.5, and he locked him in at $14 million this week. So.
Wow, $14 million. I don't.
Highest page coach.
Again, I think he wants that because of just being able to be called that. I don't think it was a necessity. I think he wants the brand. I think he wants all that. So I don't really think Ole Miss just couldn't pay him. I don't believe that. I just don't think Ole Miss is the program that Florida is. And that's why he wants to go there more than anything else. And what he can do there. You can rebuild at Florida. You know, at Ole Miss, it's going to be, you know, this might be the best year they have for the next 4 years. You see what I'm saying? Yes. Because I don't think they can just rebuild. You can't. And just, you know, again, let's just be honest. And I know I've said this several times, and I hate to be redundant, but he hit lightning in the bottle when he had Trinidad Chambliss.
Yeah.
And if Austin Simmons is his quarterback, there might be 3 losses already.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because he didn't look great. There's a reason why he didn't bring him back in when they were playing Kentucky. And when Trinidad took over, he never gave the keys back to the car. So that, to me, is a big deal. So either way, I'm just saying that's really, to me, where we are. And I'm shocked still. I'm just a little bit still shocked about it. I just can't believe that, you know, this could happen Sunday. We're talking Sunday. But even whichever thing happens, if he signs the extension during the halftime in the locker room in his office and they show it on the Jumbotron, or if Lane Kiffin on Sunday is announced the new head coach at Florida and that whoever is the interim at Ole Miss, both of those things is the most Lane Kiffin thing you'd ever see anyway. Yeah. So either way, Lane's going to do Lane, but either way, right now sitting on a spur-of-the-moment question, is Lane Kiffin going to be the coach of Florida Gators?
Not this weekend.
Okay. Is he going to do it next year? Because you haven't said yes yet.
I know. That's hard to say. I'm not an insider. I don't know all the innards to it, even though I have a daughter that goes to Ole Miss. But I think we're going to have to wait till next year. I think it's going to be January is when we're really going to find out. So we're going to be talking for 2 months and still not know until January.
Unless.
I was told it's coming after high school national signing day. That's when they're going to release it.
Wow. If it's not this weekend.
Yeah, if it's not this weekend. So.
Well, the worst thing that could happen for Ole Miss is they lose to the Gators this weekend, and then they're just another 2-loss team in the SEC. And then they have to vie with a Texas team who are the other two-loss teams? Because Georgia, well, Texas A&M could even be 2 losses. Georgia could be 2 losses. We don't even know. Alabama could lose to Oklahoma. They could be a 2-loss team. Who knows? I mean, we could be sitting on like 5 or 6 2-loss teams.
Can you stop with all this negativity?
No, I mean, this is chaos.
We still got to talk about Alabama.
We thought we had chaos before this, and now we're talking about a coach not coaching his team during the playoffs? I mean, how many times have the Gators been in the playoffs? 0.
That's
how many
true.
times Ole Miss been? 0. You know what SEC teams been in the playoffs? Georgia, Alabama, LSU, Tennessee, and Texas. Oklahoma when they weren't in the conference.
Right.
That's it. There's no Auburn. They haven't been in the playoffs. They haven't been in a national championship since 13. That's a dozen years ago. Florida ain't been there. Ole Miss is their best chance to get there.
Yeah.
And we're talking about them not having their own head coach. That's craziness.
I mean, it's a good possibility to happen. So we haven't really talked about, we've talked about a little bit about the quarterback situation, but let's dive into some of this talk about DJ Lagway, because really when you look at DJ, he has been, I would say, inconsistent for the year. I mean, that's really, but I also think he was injured. So I think he was hurt. I think he was injured. So Chris, you got some news for us as far as knowing what's going on with DJ. What's been going on with DJ lately?
Well, I tapped into it a little bit before when I told you that, he had been contacted by Miami, Clemson, and I believe it was Georgia at the time I had said. But recently I heard that Alabama is actually making the biggest push for DJ Lagway right now.
Wow. Alabama.
And Miami's still in there, but Alabama is the biggest push.
How crazy would it be, though, if DJ Lagway went to Miami next year, because they are the king of transfer portal quarterbacks?
I mean, that's where I think he would go, so.
What do you think, Jeffrey?
Actually, I don't think Miami's the king of it. I think it's Notre Dame. They've had like 3. Miami's had back-to-back years, though. And we've been talking about him big because, Cam Ward was, up there.
Yeah. And
now we're talking about a Carson Beck. He might be a first-rounder. We don't even know. Depends what happens in the next 3 games.
Yeah. I mean, that's so true. I don't know how, how in the world Alabama is even in the conversation. No. I just don't understand it. Because Keelan Russell is like the dude. Like, I thought he was going to be, the one. But I'm just like, gosh, how in the world can really, how in the world can Alabama, I guess they're just, doubling it up. I mean,
look at the system, though. Like, the system that DJ has been in, the first year he did okay. But this year, the whole, his coach is being, kicked off the team, basically, and he's got all this going on. So it only makes sense that he would, Alabama could be interested. I mean, he's still a 5-star quarterback. It's just, I really believe that system broke him mentally. It's, he's been affected by that. They say that he feels bad that Billy Napier got fired. He felt like he was responsible for him being fired, so...
Yeah. Well, I'll just tell you this. Like, when you look at when he's good, he's really good. And I mean, but there are the other flip side of that. The other side of the coin says, but when he's bad, he's really bad. Yeah. But either way, we're going to go to the phone line. We got Chris in Panama City. Chris, how you doing, my friend?
Doing great. How are y'all this evening?
We're doing fantastic, man. What's going on?
So, just going to the Lane Kiffin signing the contract. Did y'all watch WWF back in the 90s?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So you got Jerry Lawler and you got JR commentating the whole thing. And then right as he's about to sign for Ole Miss, Jimmy Sexton, his manager's in the background, and all of a sudden the Florida contract slides in, and you got Jerry going, no! and you got JR going, oh my God, he's gonna go to Florida.
Oh man, Chris, I don't know what we can give you, man, but you win for the best call of the day. That is fantastic, because you took me to an arena, sitting there watching that, and that would be the most Lane Kiffin thing ever. Jimmy Sexton sliding the new piece of paper in there, and Lane signing up to be Florida's head football coach. And then after he's done, the Ole Miss president comes out to tell him, don't do it, and then he kicks him and gives him the stone cold stunner right there in the middle of the ring.
The glass breaks, and all of a sudden the stunner happens. Yep,
That's
exactly.
right. Oh, man, that's fantastic. That is made for TV right there.
And with that, gentlemen, y'all have a great evening.
Yes,
all right?
sir. Chris, great call, man. Thank you so much. That's great. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Let's go.
More big news today. It's just the day of big news, I guess. One of my sources tells me that's listening to the show says, hey, tell your Auburn listeners to keep an eye on Dabo.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
What? No. He came from Bama. That is sin.
Yeah, that is pretty
sin.
bad.
This does seem like a soap opera.
Yeah.
It's turning into it, yeah.
Well, we've never seen a college football season like this before. And don't forget, somebody did, I think it was Lynn Haven Rob, he did comment on the Red 17's phone line. He said that Clemson, Dabo Swinney, his son played for him over there at Clemson. Yes, he did.
Check it out.
He actually he was the holder for the field goals. No, for the field goal. No.
Clipboard.
No, he was holding the field goals. He was a holder, so there you go. So, and Kirk Herbstreit's sons played for Dabo Swinney over there. Yep.
Oh, yeah. Notre Dame's got all the legacies right now. LSU had a few in 19, but that's,
Yeah, there's a lot of those right
Notre
now.
Dame is the king for dynasty or second-generation people right now.
Yeah, so Bill said that Lenore Sellers is going to be sitting out for the rest of the year, and that's probably going to be the next Miami quarterback. So there you go. We've got different situations going on. That's what I was telling you yesterday.
There's NIL.
Yep.
There's the transfer portal.
Yep. When you look at it, guys, these guys that are sitting out right now, that's the reason. Because their teams have nothing else to fight for. There are no more people believing. And when I say this, I want everybody to understand, there are people that care about the university that they go to. There's still those kids out there. There's still Alabama, LSU, Florida, Miami, Florida State, they love their school. They want to be at their school. But what I'm saying, when I say that nobody, I'm meaning the majority of these kids that are on this NIL money, they're tied to the money, the fame, the fortune, and going to the NFL. And when their team is out of the playoffs and they don't have anything else to play for, they usually take the injury, sit out. They're not trying as hard. They're trying to just, pull it around, okay? So either way, we're going to go to our phone line one more time. We've got Kevin in Panama City. What is going on, Kevin?
Well, just a normal Friday night, driving around listening to y'all.
I appreciate it, buddy.
Have a comment. Watched college football for a long, long time. I don't claim to be a super expert. But it seems to me that the main change that the NIL has made is that it used to be all the good kids, all the really good kids went to a handful of schools, and those handful of schools, there was really two tiers. There was the elite, and there was everybody else. And the elite teams, 11-2 was a bad year. They were going 12-1, 13-0. That was sort of the norm. And now anybody can have those good kids because it's as much about the money as it is about the prestige of where you're playing. And so now the talent is more widespread, and the days of having a whole bunch of undefeated teams or 5 or 6 teams with only one loss, seems like maybe those days are going away, and schools haven't figured that out. And so as teams get 2 and 3 losses in a year, everybody's like, we got to fire the coach. And I think it may turn into more like an NFL parity situation where a 2-loss year is a pretty good campaign, and maybe that's the guy you keep.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that 100%.
Well, let's talk about small-town quarterbacks. They're like all focused on their school and their state, like Lenore Sellers. He's from Florence, South Carolina. It's probably a dream of his to go to Gamecocks. And then when he gets talked about on a national level, then he gets a big enough head to where he thinks, oh, man, I can go be the quarterback for Miami Hurricanes? That's like a dream come true. Because look at all the attention that those quarterbacks get, more than the Gamecocks.
Yeah, very true.
It feels like, this is maybe why Saban got out when he did, because I suspect that the kind of run he had, we may not see again, partly because he was an incredible coach, but partly because nobody's going to be able to stockpile the talent in the way that he did in years to come.
That is so good. Kevin, we appreciate the call. We appreciate you listening, man. That was some great insight. I agree with you 100%. We're busted up against a break. AutoNation Ford in Panama City. When you need a new car, when you need a used car, those are the guys to go see. They have the Black Friday sale going on right now, and it's before Black Friday. So they've got for the whole month of November, the Black Friday sale going on at AutoNation Ford in Panama City. All kinds of deals on F-150s, Super Duties, on their electric vehicles as well. Go see those guys, 730 West 15th Street, right there past the railroad tracks. Also, don't forget, if you need any kind of body work done to your vehicle, Recommended Collision Center is the way to go. They are top-notch, locally owned, locally operated. Ladies, if you have any kind of wrecks that you've done in the parking lots while you're shopping for presents for your husband, make sure you go over to Recommended Collision Center and see those guys. Let Brandon and the team take care of you. They will do you just fine. Well, when we come back, we are going to close the door on all of this that we've been talking about, and we're going to see what Hobby thinks about one more thing. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Taking your hot takes, rants, and takedowns. Let's hear it on the Red 7T studio line. 850-215-6290. Mornings on ESPN Northwest Florida just got unsportsmanlike.
CeCe, do you believe the Bears have graduated out of searching for a franchise quarterback?
Yes.
They're no longer in the Jets and the Browns conversation for decades on end searching for a franchise quarterback.
I think the Bears have found their guy for the next decade plus. Got your coach, you got your quarterback. Figure that out, that's a big piece of the puzzle.
Evan, Canty, and Michelle. Weekdays 5 to 7 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Well, it's that time of the year again, folks. Yep, Christmas is right around the corner. And to avoid the stress and rush, Tracy's Fine Jewelry is starting our Christmas sale early. That's right, all color gemstone jewelry is on sale now for 60% off. Rubies, emeralds, sapphires, tanzanites, opals, and more. Mark it off your list and lay away now. At Tracy's Fine Jewelry, we love to save you time and money. So avoid the rush and come see us at Tracy's Fine Jewelry, where Santa shops.
Now is a great time for a new Toyota, where you can get 1.99% APR on a new Camry and get $500 in holiday cash. Get 3.49% APR on a new Corolla and get $500 in holiday cash. Get 1.99% on a new Tacoma, plus $1,000 in holiday cash. And 1.99% on a new Tundra, plus you'll get $1,000 in holiday cash. Visit our lot or browse online at Panama City Toyota.
Offers expire December 1st. Visit PanamaCityToyota.com for details.
College football on ESPN Radio. Third-ranked and undefeated Texas A&M welcome the South Carolina Gamecocks to College Station for a critical SEC showdown.
Texas A&M is still best in the metrics. They're still better than Ohio State and Indiana in the metrics. But no matter how you weight them.
South Carolina at Texas A&M. Coverage coming up tomorrow at 10:30. Kickoff at 11 on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
If you build it, they will come. We're live from the CBC Construction Studios. His major in college.
We're going streaking through the quad.
LSU Jeff is part of the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson.
Come on, everybody, we're going.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Here we go.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We're so glad that you decided to join us today. We've had an action-packed show, some breaking news here, and we appreciate it. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and you can always call in on the Red 7T's phone line, 850-215-6290. We appreciate all the calls today. Thank you so much for listening. And guys, when you look at this, it's really been a crazy season. And we talked about it yesterday a little bit, but I really don't know if there's ever been a season that's been this crazy where the college football coaching has been the most important thing about it. And I want to talk about really what the last caller was talking about. Nick Saban knew something. Nick Saban's a very smart man. He had something really going strong over there at Alabama, something we've never seen before, something that was just year in, year out, a reload. And we talked about that the NIL is starting to show more parity. I think there's a possibility, all right? I think there's a possibility that the blue bloods of college football will still stay ahead of everybody else. But I just believe there's going to be more seats at the table. Texas Tech, Texas A&M. Now the New York Stock Exchange is moving to the state of Texas. What's that going to bring? Business. What else? Money. So look at SMU. Look at Texas Tech, A&M, Texas. Mm-hmm. The Texas teams are going to be spending bukudos of money. So what does that mean? That means everybody else is going to do what? Try to keep up. So your Alabamas, your Georgias, your Floridas, those guys that already have money, they're going to start pushing more money as well to try to keep up with this Texas money that comes in. You know, Oklahoma State, not anymore. Oklahoma, not anymore. You're going to start seeing a shift. Yes, right now you've got some holdover players that are starting to get paid. You got these, you know, red-shirted, medical red shirt, medical getting an extra year, all of that stuff. Diego Pavias of the world being able to do that kind of stuff. But I'm going to say the same blue bloods that used to win or the same blue bloods is going to continue to win, even though there's going to be better players making more money at other places. You're just going to start seeing the parity in the national championships spread out. It's not going to be Bama's going to win 6 in 12 years. It's going to be Bama's going to win one, then Georgia's going to win one, then Texas is going to win one, then Ohio State's going to win one, then Oklahoma, or not Oklahoma State, then A&M might win one. That's how it's going to be. So every year it's going to be a new champion. Do you like that or do you not like that?
I like it, and, you know, I agree with everything that caller was saying earlier. You know, he started out, I don't really know much, you know, all coy and everything, but that was exactly the way I've been feeling about, you know, the direction of football, is that it's going to go more into an NFL. You know, you're going to see more NFL-like records, 2-3 losses, things like that.
What do you think, Jeffrey?
I think it's interesting, and I think that it's neat. Like, if I gave you the top 12 right now, and I said, what's the most interesting team to you in the top 12? What would you say?
Indiana.
I would say hands down Texas A&M, because this is a football school with a huge following, and I'm not even going to talk about the money, but they have passion for football. Indiana's always been a basketball school.
Right.
And they're completely undefeated right now. I don't care if they take one loss and they're in the mix. They haven't been to the playoffs before. We haven't been talking about a Texas A&M national title.
No.
And in Indiana, it was, I mean, that'd be insane to even talk about a national title for Indiana. But Texas A&M, to me, is the most interesting team in the top 12.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's close. Who do you think is the most interesting in the top 12? Not Notre Dame.
You mean as far as just like the most intriguing?
Yeah, most intriguing.
I mean, Texas A&M, they do have a good case, but Indiana probably for me, because I feel like they were blowing Penn State out. They let them come back, you know, and they still found a way to win. So I feel like just this kind of anomaly to see Indiana, you know, just be driven by a coach to be this good. So.
And we know nothing about Texas Tech. You know, there's all these other schools, and I knew you weren't going to say Ole Miss.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. We got to do our NFL pick'ems.
Yeah.
But, Chris, let me ask you this. I'm not asking you to bet your firstborn, but how confident are you that by the weekend's end, Lane Kiffin is going to be the head football coach of the University of Florida?
By the weekend's end, I'm not 100% confident about that, but when all the smoke clears, I am at 99.9%, unless, you know, a divine intervention, you know, God comes in and scares Lane Kiffin away from his, you know, deal of $14 million that he has made, that he is going to be the coach of the Florida Gators.
All right. So what is your percentage do you think that Lane's going to be a coach for the Gators?
15
what?
% that he's going to be the Gators coach.
Wow.
15%.
Do y'all want to know what my percentage is?
I'm going to guess
he's at 100.
40.
He's at 100.
I'm at 100%.
What?
Lane Kiffin is going to be the next head football coach at the University of Florida.
You're a gambler.
I'm just telling you. And I know you didn't hear it first here because whatever, but I'm just telling you, Lane Kiffin's going to Florida, period. Let's get these NFL games going real quick before we have to go.
Commanders at my Dolphins. I got Dolphins.
Oh, man, give me the Commanders to beat the Dolphins this weekend.
Okay. Carolina at Atlanta. I got Atlanta.
I got Atlanta.
Ooh, okay.
Bone crusher. Yeah.
Tampa at Buffalo. I got Buffalo.
I got Buffalo.
Yeah. Houston at Tennessee.
I got Houston.
Yeah. Chicago at Minnesota. I got Minnesota.
I got Chicago.
Wow. Okay. Got Green Bay at the Giants and no coach. I got Green Bay.
I got Green Bay.
Yep. Cincinnati, revenge game for Pittsburgh. The game's at Pittsburgh. We got Steelers and Bengals. Remember what? No, that wouldn't last. Yeah, that was the last time when Joe Flacco beat him on Thursday night.
Yep, he beat him.
Was it about 4 weeks ago?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to Pittsburgh.
I am too. Yep, he's going to get him back.
Chargers at Jacksonville. This is a huge game for Jacksonville. I mean, to fill the seats, they basically have to win this game. With Travis Hunter,
he's gone.
With him out,
Myers.
Jacksonville needs a big win like this at home. But I'm going to pick the Chargers.
I'm going Jacksonville at home. They're going to show up and show out. Come on.
Seattle at the Rams. I got the Rams.
I got Seattle.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. You were really going out on a limb there. San Francisco at Arizona. I got San Francisco.
I got San Francisco.
Yep. Baltimore at Cleveland.
Baltimore.
Yep. Here's where we're going to differ. Ready for it?
Last game?
No. Chiefs at Broncos. I got Chiefs.
Yeah, I got the Chiefs, too. The Broncos can't score.
Yeah, the Chiefs are getting better. They're starting to look like the Chiefs again.
Yeah, the Broncos can't score. Bo Nix is not that great right now.
Got Detroit at the Eagles. I've got the Eagles.
Yeah, I do, too.
And Dallas at Vegas. I got Dallas.
Yeah, I got Dallas, too.
Wow.
So when you look at all of those things with the Gators, the Gators are going to play their butts off this weekend. But what's crazy is they're not playing their butts off for Billy Gonzalez. They're playing their butts off for Lane Kiffin. Isn't that crazy to think?
Nuts.
Because that's what they're doing. They're going to be doing that. How many cameras are going to be on the field after the game's over with to see Lane Kiffin walk around and shake the hands of the prospective student athletes he's going to be their head coach of next year? What do you think about that? What's that going to look like?
Yeah, I mean, you're right about that. It's going to look, kind of crazy seeing it all. I mean, I doubt he's going to just dart right off the field. I think it's going to be kind of, like a little handshaking and stuff like that, kind of good game type thing. So we'll see.
Do you think the embrace of Billy Gonzalez, they're going to be a big deal? Do you think Billy wants to stay there at Florida? Do you think Billy loves Florida?
I think Billy loves Florida, but I'm not sure that we're going to hang on to him. I don't know where this is going yet, so.
I just wonder about that. I wonder if Billy's going to, stick around or not, because he was a big Billy Napier guy. I could see him going to Georgia because they had a long talk when they were shaking hands at the end of the Georgia game. And so,
He's a great wide receiver coach, but head coach, it's not a great thing to have.
Yeah, no. All right.
It's so crazy the position coaches becoming head coaches, like LSU's guys, Frank Wilson.
Yeah,
same running back coach.
Yeah, same deal. So give me your prediction of the score.
Oh, God. Ole Miss, 31. Gators, 13.
Wow. Okay, 31-13. What do you think? You better write it down so you'll know.
Give me Ole Miss 34, Florida 24.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm going to shock you guys. I think that the score is going to be 42-17, Ole Miss. I think they're going to spank them. I think they're going to take care of business, and everybody at Ole Miss is going to have a sigh of relief because they're going to think, oh, man, now he's going to stay and all this stuff. And I don't think he's going to be the head football coach at the end of the night.
Is it Could the students run on the field after this game? Do you
They're
think?
talking about it. I've seen that. They're talking about rushing the field. That's why they're saying Ole Miss is so pathetic, is because they're going to rush the field after beating a 3-win Gator team.
If Ole Miss storms
and eliminating them from
then he's definitely going to Florida if they storm the field.
Terrible. That's worse. That's the worst thing I've ever heard. All right. We did it. We made it to the weekend. Don't forget, come out to Bay High tonight and cheer on the Tornadoes. I'll be giving the update here on Facebook Live here soon. It starts at 7:30. Either way, thank you so much for listening. We will see you on Monday. I'm pumped up for this weekend. Have a safe, practical weekend.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Dan Patrick Show.
The Giants have a Jackson Dart issue. He's played in, 8 games? I think he's been in the concussion tent